Some pretty large windows and very old, early 80s. This house was built to the original windows, so over 40 years old, and I don't do the water-fed pole here. I just do the squeegee in. Now I used to go up on my ladder and go on the roof, but these tiles kept cracking, and I had no joy with the water-fed pole because these windows are so old. So I just do it like this. And again, another job paying peanuts, so I just concentrate on the glass. If they wanted to give me an extra £20 on this job, because it's a huge job, I would go a little bit above and beyond what I do. So all they get out of me is zero detail, zero mistakes on the glass upstairs, and I do the frames downstairs. Aren't they fortunate? And of course, when I got this job from another window cleaner, the standard of work automatically went up, and I'm here less than half the time he was, apparently. So at the back of this house, they have a balcony, and I don't have to use a ladder or do it this way, but I do still do it with a pole because there's still a roof that I have to bypass, which we'll film in a minute after these videos, but there is a staircase that I walk up. So you could call this sort of house that I'm working on here like a mini mansion. It is a very substantial house, and as a rule what I find is the bigger the house, the more money the people have, the tighter they are with their cash. So I tend to stick away, get away from big jobs like this, because the money, I just can't seem to get much money out of them. Right, so here there's no roof now, so I'm a lot closer to the window, and I've changed my angle to 25. So before was on basically a flat angle, because I was so far away from the window there, but now it's just a straightforward pole job here. Well, we've got a bush in the way, and now can't really get in front of that window, so I'm at an angle, offset, let's say, is the best way of describing it. And I've just changed my stance, not a problem, when you're very ambidextrous and very good with your squeegee positioning, it doesn't matter if it's left or right. Now, let's make a mistake, let's go fix the mistake. Tool and technique. Right, these windows are drying out quite quick, so I need to be quick before I start smudging and smearing. Right, I've got a bit of a deep frame here, but I can still do it in the normal stance with no angle arm change on the actual pole here, because the window doesn't go too deep. So fortunately I don't have to do anything special in terms of applying my angles differently. So every single time I change my stance, new window, new stance. That saves me from getting achy, that saves me from being limited and restricted, because you've got to always bear in mind, you don't ever want to do what anybody else does. You always want to be levels ahead of everybody else when it comes to squeegee work. And that means being the most skillful, that means using the best performing tool in window cleaning. Okay, so these are the windows up close, working downstairs. Just frame off here. You don't want to get water on the dust. So, I normally use an 18-inch, but now it's warmer weather. I'll scale back to a 16-inch on these windows here. And here we go. Right, so there is a mistake here because I went over this little sticker here, but that's done. Okay, so I just need to get these cobwebs out. So, putting the squeegee in the right place at the right time. You decide where you want to start. As a rule, these days I start in the middle. I want my squeegee rubber to be used both sides evenly. Close out to the bottom. They are rubber seal windows, but always better to close out the bottom in most cases. Not all cases, but most cases. Okay, so these are wooden windows, but they are good smooth edges. This is a 14-inch, it nearly fits in here. So the most efficient and effective squeegee move in window cleaning is just that, what I've done there. Not up, down. It's up, round, down, close out. The quickest minimum move window cleaning. You can just do it again on this larger one, but I need to do more manoeuvring with my position with my squeegee, like here for example. And then we close out to the bottom, and we just work faster and quicker than anyone on YouTube. We're not in the sun, but I'm going to rub first. Right, this is normally using 18 on here, but we now want a 16. We've scaled back the sizes. So I'm using my washer to lubricate the bottom of the window, and again close out to the bottom. There we go, zero detail on the glass. Again, very old windows, but the rubber seals to them are easy and nice to work on. So it's always a blessing when you're working on a very smooth edge using these tools. More patio doors. Let's saturate that glass. Always aiming for zero detail, zero mistakes. Using two hands. Now Sorbo once said that using a small squeegee makes you work a lot more travelling, and he advised to use his big blades, the eliminators, and he has got a point that you move a lot less, but what you get is a lot less results, and you end up working longer, harder, slower, getting less results. So if you're fit and able, you don't have to be mega fit, much more proficient and better to work two-handed, using your skill, tooling technique, and not worry about having a huge squeegee to contend with. Ready? Some more patios, much smaller this time. I've got a sticker here which I can't navigate round, so I just have to use my detailing cloth. But let's get this soap solution optimal and put the tool in the right place at the right time. I hear someone shouting here. Someone in the house is shouting. Right, so there is some mistakes I need to fix, and once I've done this window here, I can put my tools away and worry about this little mistake here. No drips, very static, done. and these windows are got a very thin sill to them, so very easy for the squeegee to lift up over. So I did make a few mistakes there, but I fixed it with my tool and technique. So sometimes I do make mistakes going over the edges, and all you've got to do is go back and try again. And you've got this nice soap solution. It tends to always work. Very thin sills, and I haven't been here for a few months, so what I'm going to do is soap right to the edge, but I'm going to use my hand here. So I want that squeegee, which I've scaled down size to 14 inch, to buff right up to that edge, but not have a huge amount of suds. That's going to cause me drips. No, I saturate the whole window. There's loads of dust and water marks on here. They've splashed with the water of the plant. So I'll just use my hand to go right to the edge. So I want my squeegee rubber to not have any friction, so I don't ride up over the very thin rubber seal. And then you can not have any mistakes. Right. So let's get this window done quickly because it's warm. So saturate the washer again, soap added to the washer, and we've got zero detail, zero mistake. Right. Smooth over. Go. Smears there, let's get that done. Done, fixed. So I don't want to be going over the tiles here, so I'm just going to use my pole and bypass tiles and aim for those zero mistakes, and detailing is mistakes. So it's windy and it's warm and very dusty windows, so we've got to be quick, but not too quick where we're making mistakes, like there for example. You don't want this window drying out. You want enough moisture on there to finish, no smudges and smears, like that. Okay. So all the way up, flick it over. So very dirty windows, all day. Show you the dust on the washer when I've done this one here, and I'm done. So all the way up. Right, so can't really see, but there was a line of dirt and dust on there, but it come off when I was scrubbing. So zero detail, zero mistake, job done.